There were a number of notable movements in the markets today. On Wall Street, for example, as you heard, the S&P closed at a new high with investors cheering the idea that the Federal Reserve might cut interest rates next month. That seems to be how the market interpreted the central bank's pledge to sustain the expansion, which we told you about yesterday. Oil prices were up more than 5% on geopolitical concerns, and oil stocks followed suit. And finally, interest rates continued lower, with the yield on the 10-year Treasury dipping below 2% for a time today to a 3-year low. At the close, the Dow rose 249 points. We're at 26,753. The Nasdaq added 64, and the S&P 500 was up 27 at that record. Bob Pisani was following the action from the New York Stock Exchange.
What's behind the rally? There's a lot of euphoria out there. Euphoria about the Federal Reserve and central bank policy and the prospects of lower interest rates, and euphoria about U.S.-China trade talks. Energy led the gains today. Crude oil spiked almost 6% after Iran shot down a U.S. military surveillance drone in international airspace in what U.S. officials called an unprovoked attack. This, of course, comes amid mounting tensions between Washington and Tehran and amid other recent attacks on oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. The markets took a brief dip midday on comments from President Donald Trump saying Iran made a big mistake, quote unquote, and hinting that the U.S. could be considering a strike against Iran. But it bounced back soon after when the president appeared to speculate that perhaps the drone was shot down in error after all. Trade also played a part in today's moves. Stocks moved higher on a headline coming from the South China Morning Post that China and U.S. negotiating teams may be meeting as early as Tuesday next week before the big G20 summit. So what's missing from this rally? We're lacking some fundamental firepower. Just look at Carnival Cruise Line today, cutting its full-year forecast because of weaker European bookings and more travel restrictions. Carnival closed down 8% and took down rival cruise line operators Norwegian and Royal Caribbean along with it. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange.